Hello everybody, thanks for joining us. Today we're talking about Brown Eyed Girl. It's the old Van Morrison song released in 1968, I think it was. And this is the first song I teach in my beginning guitar course because it has G chord, C chord, D chord in it. Those three chords plus has a little bonus E minor chord in it. If you know G, C, and D, there are dozens, probably hundreds of songs that you can learn, and that's why I start with it. Throw in an E minor, and there's dozens and dozens and dozens more. First one, G major. Now I'm going to tell you right now, if you look at that chart, it's got that diagram, 2, 1, open, 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 3, but it is worth your time to learn this fingering, 3, 2, open, 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 4. Going from a G to a C, quite a bit, and back. And that just makes that transition easier. These two fingers just come over, that goes down, you go back. Here's the other fingering. You just got a little bit longer distance to travel. C is our second chord, 3, 2, open, 1, open. And we're playing strings 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On the G chord, just to go back to that, playing all 6 strings. And then we go G, C, G, D, and then that D chord is 4 strings, string 4, 3, 2, 1, finger 1, 3, 2. Now, this is the main idea. You play that a couple times, that's the intro, the electric guitar is going. That intro, play that a couple times, that is your intro, G, C, G, D. Play it, 4 times, that's your verse, or your A section really in the song. This is an A, B, A type song. And then there's only just a couple spots where it changes. And I think if you do the math, you're actually playing G, C, G, D 87% of the time. So again, another reason why this is a good song to start with. You get that main idea together, G, C, G, D, and you're home free. Then the final chord that we need to talk about, of course, is the E minor, and we see that because we go through the section 3 times. We see it 3 times in the song, but it's only for that one measure. And good news is it's all 6 strings. If you take a look at my little chart there, we've got down, up, down, up. Think of the little V's there as a stylized U, and then the other symbol is down. Most strumming patterns are 8th notes or 16th notes in rock and pop music. Our arm over here is going to go down, up, down, up. The way we create the strumming pattern is actually to miss some of the downs and ups. So in this case, we go down, up, down, up, up. That's one measure. Okay, that's the pattern, and it just continues to repeat. Now, I will say this about how I'm teaching this tune. I'm teaching it for a beginner level, so we're doing a music education thing called approximation. So if you listen to the record, you go, it's not exactly what's happening on the original Van Morrison recording, but that's okay. We're learning some skills here that are transferable to other songs, and we're not getting so far in the weeds worried about the little details that it gets so frustrating we don't want to continue. So that's the idea. Down, up, down, up, up, down. So I recommend just take that G chord, or any of them, just take one chord and get that strumming pattern. Just get that strumming pattern on automatic on one chord, and then you can worry about changing chords. So I can tell you, if you're just starting on guitar, changing chord is going to be the toughest thing. Now I'm just going to play all the downs and ups without skipping anything, so we just have our constant. Now the sound of that rhythm is ta, 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 ta. Then I can start playing it. Ta, 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 ta. Now, once you get going, it's really 2 things. It's the pickup, ta-ta, ta-ta-ta, ta-ta, ta-ta-ta, That's it. Ta, 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 ta. Back to G. And then D. G. Now don't be afraid to go super slow. There's nothing wrong with that, and actually you want to do that so you make sure your technique is all together, you're moving cleanly between the chords before you try to speed it up. Now if you're looking at my little chart, at measure 25 is where we have one of our only changes, and that's where he actually sings the title. My brown-eyed girl. Okay, there's a first ending, you go back to the top for the second A. So, same three chords, we are going to throw in our E minor, but now we have a little different order. C, D, G, E minor, C, D again, G, and then a D. Back around, go back to the top. Okay, and that's it. Go back and do it again, and then we have a second ending where we have this. We just do. We get three measures of the D chord. We used to say, okay, and guess what? It's a B section, melody changes, but the chords are the same. After that sha-la-la or sha-na-na section, we have, if you're looking at my chart, measure 45, it's a couple measures of G, strumming, same pattern. And then there's a bass break. It's bass and drums. I think there's a tambourine in there. In this ethos of approximation, we're not going to play the bass line that's on the record. When you get a little bit more advanced, you feel more comfortable playing single notes, you can jump into that. But this is how I do it in my class. Bass break, same rhythm. I think you should think of it in two phrases. The first two measures are just, it's all the lowest note, at least the way we're doing it, is all the lowest note of the chord, okay? So we're pretending we're a bass player for a second. We're playing the same rhythm, but where we played the rhythm before as down, up, right? Now we're gonna play that same rhythm, but all downs. So it's two measures of that, and then we go into the G, C, G, D. Now, if you're new to this and this helps you, you can make the full chord shape, but just play the lowest note. In this case, it would be the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Okay, my second finger is there if I'm doing this fingering of the G chord. Second finger, bum, 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 bum. Okay, and then into the G, C, G, D. Right next door, 5th string, also 3rd fret, then back to the G, because we're doing G, C, G, D. Now you have an option here. You can go up to the 5th fret of the A string, or the 5th string, the next string over, or I can go to the open D string of that D chord and go. And then back to the strumming, back to the top. So we play through the 3rd A section. Everything is the same as the 2nd A section. The way that I've written it out here, you have a 3rd ending. You have a 1st ending that's shorter, goes back to the top. You have a 2nd ending that takes you all the way through the bass break. And then you have a 3rd ending which takes you to the last chorus, if you want to call it that, the sha-la-las, the B section, and then that fades out, okay? So you end up in the third chorus. In my chart, it's measure 53. There's your 3 measures of the D chord. We used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-dee-da. Right, same thing. Now, on the original recording, it fades out. You can attempt that. If you're at a bar or playing at a party, you want to keep the sha-la-las going, that's up to you. I would say the easiest way to really learn this is just memorize these couple sections. It's just 2 sections, and the second one is the same as the first, but with sha-la-las on it. You've got one spot where you change the order of chords, and then you've got our little bass break. So pretty straightforward. I would imagine, even if you're very new to guitar, in a few weeks, you might be able to start getting that a little closer to tempo. Again, the chord changes will be the most challenging thing. Listen to the song. You want that song in your ear. You want to know what it sounds like. You want to know when it changes. You don't want to be stuck to a chart or a piece of paper or however you're learning it. You want it to be in your mind. And especially when you're learning new chords, new strumming patterns, you want to be able to focus on your hands and not be looking at tablature or a chart or a score or whatever. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed practicing Brown Eyed Girl. Let me know how it goes. Please like and subscribe. You can get the sheet music at my website, and we will see you next video.